Hello and welcome to Quick Looks with the Casual Hour. My name is Bobby. Joining me, the entire casual crew, Johnny and Chase, for a little Demeo. Hi.
Oh, Demeo. I love that
Hello.
band. That's Jealous is a good song.
When a problem comes along, you must whip it. That's them.
That's a different band than the joke I was
Devo.
making.
Demeo.
Yeah, I was making a Chromeo joke. You were making a Devo joke. It works.
We're all there.
We're all somewhere.
Hey, I've been trying to make this quick look for a while. And before we get in here and tell you all about this game and how we're going to quick look it, like and subscribe for more music mashup and wrong information to the Casual Hour.
Smash that like button.
Smash it.
Smash mouth that like button.
There it is.
And ring the bell.
Ring the bell for more good times. Johnny, what can you tell me about this game?
Demeo is a tabletop role-playing game that you play either through a VR headset or they just recently released a PC version. It is developed and published by Resolution Games.
Okay.
It's an early access. Or no, wait. It's not an early access. It is a full game.
It is an early access on PC.
Oh, okay. So the PC version is in early access.
Yep.
And it is basically you're moving characters around on a board, and it's D&D rules. So you have moves that you can make and hit checks, but then you also have these cards that can cost 1 action point or 0 action points, and there are classes. It's a very traditional like tabletop RPG basically that you play on your computer. And Bobby, you've played a little bit of some on your Oculus, right?
Yeah, so it has crossplay, and when you buy it on Steam, you get the VR version, you get the PC only version, and you get the soundtrack for $30, which is really cool. But I have it on my Oculus, and I love it on there. It makes a lot of sense. You can see a little bit about how you would be sitting at the table. So your hands are over here right now, even though you're not.
I don't like that.
Not here for it. But you are playing on the tabletop, which is really cool. And there is crossplay, as I mentioned. If you have a headset and you want to play with somebody on a PC, you can do so. Up to 4 folks over here. As Johnny called out, you've got 2 action points per turn. And you've got these cards that we'll be using to get through this dungeon. We are running through the Rat's King, I believe is what the name of this one is. There's 4 books that you can play. Some of these are consumable. Some of these are on a cooldown. I'm playing as the archer, and Johnny is playing as the mage. But yeah, we're going to hop into it, and I don't know how far we'll get in a quick look, but we're going to show off this game. And
let's see how far we can get, yeah.
So I will kick us off here. I'm going to grab at least 1 thing of money, which the money goes to both of us. So we don't have to stay in the same room as we're playing through this. We have the ability to explore the map however we see fit. But you will find
Would you say it's dangerous to go alone?
It is very dangerous to go alone, and it can be a bit problematic. So we have shared loot. You're up, by the way. And in doing that, there is going to be a period where we're able to do like a buy round as you clear out through these levels. So if I zoom out, it's got some points of interest highlighted here on the board. There's going to be a major boss on every floor that you need to clear out and get a key that will allow you to go deeper into the dungeon until you get to the main boss of the entire book. There's multiple different types of baddies that you will come across, and the game is ruthless. I think this is a very hard game.
It's pretty tough. I've just played this one other time with you on a stream, and I think all things considered we did pretty well, but it does not hold back.
No. So you have 3 choices whenever you roll here. Attack, critical, or miss.
Die already.
There are things that you can use to progress attack wise. So like I was able to hit that black hole trap, and I think it's just a vortex. Nice shot.
The monsters are drawn to you.
And poisoned.
Wonderful.
I'm ready.
I find range to be a lot. Like, I think that you need to have somebody who can do ranged attacks in your party. It just gets brutal otherwise. So I'm going to try and attack this thing again. Hopefully I don't miss. Ooh, critical.
Just
Nice.
like death take you.
All right. So we cleared that room out. Johnny is poisoned.
Yeah, unfortunately. Let's open this door.
Ooh, chest. Nice.
Treasure. All right.
We got more dudes over there. I'll try and take them out. I got a nice ranged attack.
See, I can.
How do we do? Okay. Poisoned and
Not bad.
immune.
Now, what would the fiends do?
Not bad.
Ready.
I'm gonna grab the coins and then I'll try and hit this guy for us.
Bullseye.
There we go.
All right.
Take that.
Doing all right here.
All right, I'm gonna open this treasure chest.
So playing this
Have
in
either-
VR is. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, you're going to ask about the game. I was going to talk about something different, so you go
Okay.
ahead.
Monster.
I was just gonna say playing this in VR is a really special experience. Like you're actually picking up these pieces like you would on a game board and moving around. It's a really awesome
I'm ready to go.
experience, and I think one that lends itself very nicely to a virtual environment.
Have either of you played Dungeons and Dragons in real life?
I have
Or
not.
something to that
Yes, a little bit, but
I'll slash you.
not. I've only done one campaign, and even that I didn't finish because the DM just kind of stopped. So
Death take you.
I need to heal.
Very cool. So
And
in this area, by the way, there's going to be one healing fountain per floor that will allow, if one person grabs it, it'll heal both parties. So that can be a good or a bad thing. Like if I'm at full health and Johnny is about dead, it can cause a little bit of a problem just by burning it up. But you start out with one healing potion that doesn't cost anything to use. There is some verticality, as you can see here, and there'll be other abilities that I've seen where you get a little bit better probability from your vantage point with those things. Let me zoom out. Okay.
A little.
We'll try one more on him.
Straight as
Throwing rocks tonight.
eat it.
got this ugly guy on my tail.
Yeah, I think this room is going to be full of people over here. I don't know how far away you can get from that guy, but I will try my best to
Let's see what the monsters
take
do.
him out. Oh boy.
Here they come.
Bow.
All right,
Ready.
I'm going to use a multi-attack here. See if I can get a crit. Nope.
Die, fiends.
Okay, not bad.
I'll take out that first one. No, come on.
I don't think you will.
And
Not today. It's up to you,
Shanked it.
Johnny.
So video games have had a really interesting history with Dungeons and Dragons. Like you see a lot of games, certainly a lot of the role playing games, the really old ones, you know, Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, that are taking lots of inspiration from Dungeons and Dragons. And
Sure.
it's always been interesting to see how games have
Oh, God.
oh no oh no is right. It's always been interesting to see how video games have interpreted or reinterpreted the way D&D works, because D&D
where to?
inherently is very freeform. You
Yeah.
basically tell your DM whatever it is you want to do, and if your DM is cool, they usually let you try it. And there are lots of different things that kind of govern. There's lots of different stats that help you govern all of that freedom of choice. So you can say, hey, I want to climb up this wall, and your dungeon master would say, okay, well, that's, you know, a strength check, maybe strength, that whether you are able to climb up that wall, or maybe it's a dexterity check, or maybe it's both. And then they let you roll the dice to figure that out. And with a video game, if nobody's programmed you to be able to climb that wall, you can't climb that wall.
Right.
So it is interesting to see how games have found ways of saying, we're going to try to be more like D&D, where you can do these different things, but different aspects of it. So I think of something like Knights of the Old Republic, which is a great game that is definitely based on the Dungeons and Dragons style of combat, specifically, like the way you pick up talents, and the way battle happens. It just happens a lot faster because that game is, I mean, it's turn based, but you don't see the turns happening exactly. And so it's interesting to see this game leaning a little bit more into, I guess, the feeling of Dungeons and Dragons. Like it looks like a tabletop game. You're meant for it to look like that. You've got your weird disembodied hands outside on the table.
Yeah.
But it's interesting how this one limits you with these cards.
Yeah. Sorry, I hear you. I'm just trying to make sense of what the fuck Johnny just did up there.
He charmed.
I was.
Oh no, you charmed. Okay.
I guess I wasn't far enough away from that bomb, and so whenever I hit it, it also sucked me in with it.
Die already.
So I think that what this does, Chase, is so I've played this with my cousin, with us both having Oculus headsets, and it really did something pretty remarkable on creating a sense of like being, like being in a location and having that vibe of like what D&D would be like in a live setting. But to your point, Jesus Christ, it did not do a whole lot for letting you break rules rather than play within them.
Yeah, there's no improvisation like you get.
Where should I go?
D&D, like you were mentioning, like, hey, can I try this? And it's like, okay, fine, roll against strength or intelligence and we'll see if it works.
Right, Bobby can try 5 things here. His 4 different cards or moving. Like those are his only real options.
I don't think I can poison this thing. I'm gonna try though. Okay, I can. But I'm gonna be down here in a second because I'm fucked. This is going very well, by the way.
This seems like a lot of enemies for a single
is.
map. For like, you've been in what, 3-4 rooms at this point, and you've had this many enemies attack you. That seems like a lot.
I don't know if there is. I'm gonna check it really quick just to see.
Yeah, like no difficulty sliders or anything like that.
Not that I'm seeing. No.
Yes.
How'd we do? I don't even know where the other healing room is.
Yeah.
Can't tell. It might be in this room behind the chest. So if we kind of beeline it back that way, it might be. I do have that elven priest charm down there. Hopefully they can help us out.
So Bobby's an archer, and Johnny there is a magic man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What other classes are available?
You got a rogue.
Yeah.
A warrior.
Like a paladin. That's who I played as the first time, as a big shield.
But alas, your last champion has fallen, and your quest. The last champion falls.
All right.
And
That
darkness
went
encroaches.
swimmingly.
Your
Yeah,
quest
seems great.
has failed.
So there is a progression that carries over, and it unlocks mostly cosmetics from what I've seen. these really play a bigger role, I feel, whenever you are. Do you want me to? We should just leave game, right? We're not going to do another run, are we?
Yeah.
I can try and show some of this off here. So the progression, it's going to be things that, like, if you're playing this in a virtual environment, like this over here, you would change the mask that your physical character at the table would be wearing. This here is going to change the die that you would use. I don't have the paladin, but you can come in here and equip that for that. If I go back here, I think I can choose. It's a guardian. So this is the standard guard armor. This is the frozen waste armor that they would wear. So you get to dress up your character a little bit differently.
Okay.
These are the masks that your character would be wearing at the table. This is what your base plate would be, what your character's on. The gloves that you saw at the table, they have different gloves that you can unlock. Same with, there's a bard. So bard, sorcerer, assassin, hunter, and a guardian for the different playable classes right now. Mechanics, cards, interfaces. It's pretty robust in teaching you some of those deals. There's a quick play you can do. There's a skirmish for single player, host multiplayer, join multiplayer, and then there's the tutorial. They do have an active Discord if that's your thing. You can check that out. But it's pretty simple. You just give that code that we used here at the beginning, and that will get you into a multiplayer environment. I think there's a lot to celebrate about this game. I as hard as it is, I think there's a novelty to it that I really appreciate, and it fits a good need for a fun multiplayer game, especially in an environment where people haven't been able to hang out in person a whole lot.
How many players can you have at once?
4.
Okay.
So I think you can have up to 4. I'm pretty sure that's how many you can have. Up to 4 players.
Can you double up on classes? Could you have a team of 4 rogues or?
I think so. I think Johnny could have picked the archer the same way that I did. So I think you can double dip on that. I'm pretty sure you can double dip on that without a problem.
It didn't. From what I could tell, it didn't gray out any of the other classes whenever I was picking my character. So.
But yeah, there's a lot to celebrate here. It did just come to the PC after being kind of in a. It still is early access, but I know there were some demos and betas that they ran of the PC version. And I have heard that they are working on a console port as well. So that if they offer that could also hopefully have some crossplay into it. I don't quite know how that would work with the Oculus headset, but I still feel that the virtual VR headset's the way to go. If you have the means to do it, grab it. But if you can play it on Steam, you get all those versions of it. So you get, for $30, you get everything. And I think it's either 20 or 30 on Oculus by itself as a standalone. So very cool game, very hard game. A great excuse to hang out with your friends, though.
It's definitely challenging. That's for certain.
If you're into what we're doing here, we record quick looks like this twice a week, post them right here to YouTube. So make sure again that you're smashing that button, ringing that bell to stay up to what's going on with us. We stream over on Twitch Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10:30 p.m. Central. We record a podcast every Wednesday night called The Casual Hour, where the 3 of us get together and tell you about the games that we've been playing. We post that wherever you listen to podcasts every Friday at 9 a.m. Central. Make yourself at home, stick around. We have a good time here at the show. Johnny and Chase, thank you both for hanging out. Sorry we didn't get to go super deep into the dungeon, Chase, but we had a great time. It was still fun. And we'll talk to you all very soon.